Let me tell you, this stuff is hot garbage, but like, it's tasty, hot garbage. Hey there guys, this is Sarah from SarahsSeoulSearch coming to you from my apartment here in Seoul, South Korea. So I have been in grad school in the political science department of Seoul National University for 2 weeks now. Obviously I haven't really been able to go to campus a whole lot because all of my classes are currently online due to the situation which shall not be named or else I'll get demonetized, so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about my impressions of going to grad school here in South Korea right now. So I guess one of the obvious challenges that I have been dealing with is the language. I do speak Korean decently well, but like speaking Korean decently well and being able to operate on the same level as a Korean graduate student who has been in the Korean education system his whole life and is like reasonably smart if they went to SNU for undergrad and grad school, which is the case for most of the other people in my department. There's just a lot of reading, and I know that's like typical for grad school no matter where you go, but it's like a book and a half per class per week ish, give or take. I've already actually had an assignment that I had to turn in. It was like a 이론적 분석, which is like a theoretical analysis, like a proposal basically for my final research paper, which is like, we haven't had a single lecture. I don't know who you are or what it is that we're studying. It's been a week. So I turned something in, the professor liked it. I was very touched that he could even read it because I felt like it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And I was so nervous because the analysis is supposed to be based on, you know, theories that the professor himself originated in his own books. So like I didn't even know about this assignment until pretty late because it took me forever to get registered for the class. I was like emailing people and calling people, and it was a whole thing, and it's just really frustrating because it's not like I could just pop into the classroom and be like, hey, I'm in your class, please, you know, register me in the school's database. Like you have to have a link, and if you're not registered for the class, you can't get the link. It's a whole situation. So yeah, basically I had 2 days to read literally 2 books as fast as I possibly could and then come up with my own research project that I wanted to do based on the contents of the book. And like I felt like this assignment that I turned in, it was like the worst thing I'd ever written, but the professor actually really liked my idea and he said that I wrote it well, which was like, thank you, because I was seriously so afraid that he wouldn't even understand what I was trying to say. But yeah, so the language has been, just like the amount of language has been kind of difficult to handle all at once. I'm hoping that I'll be able to like increase my reading speed as the semester goes on. Just because like obviously I can't read as fast as the Korean students, and stuff like scanning a text, that's something that I can kind of do in English. I'm not really amazing at it, but I'm still not great at it in Korean. I kind of have to read every word of every sentence to like really make sure that I understand all of the information that's going into my brain. And I also have a issue with like summarizing and keeping things short and only including kind of the most important points of a text. Like when I take notes, for instance, I had to take notes on a bunch of book chapters last week for my North Korean politics class. And I think for one chapter I literally had like 30 pages of notes, handwritten, which is not efficient. It's just not. And like when we actually started the class and we each had to do parte, so the professor would like randomly call on us and be like, hey you, Sarah, do a presentation on chapter 3 right now. I was like kind of panicking because I mean I have all this information in front of me, but I don't know what I'm supposed to include and yeah, so that has kind of been an issue. Secondly, I actually have ADHD. I've had my diagnosis since I was 15 years old. So this whole working from home thing kind of sucks because I kind of like a way that I've learned to deal with my ADHD over the years is to have a separate studying space and a separate resting space. So like I live in a really tiny apartment here in Seoul, and I mean right now I can't really go to cafes or the library or campus to study, so I kind of just have to be here all the time, and like the internet is on my computer, y'all. Like it's hard to stay focused when there's just so much other stuff to look at, especially right now. My YouTube channel is kind of suddenly blowing up again after years and years of being completely dead. I was losing subscribers actually for 2 years solid, and I had like between 26 and 25,000 subscribers for the past 2.5 years or so, and then all of a sudden I think due to some collaboration videos that I've been doing with a channel called Awesome Korea, a lot of Korean subscribers have been suddenly coming into my channel, which is why I've been doing a bunch of videos in Korean, and I'm really sorry, but like writing English subtitles and translating everything and making sure that they line up with the times exactly, it's just a huge pain in the butt, and like I don't have time to do it right now. But apparently I do have time to just like look at YouTube analytics for hours and hours, because that's what I do a lot of the time when I should be studying. And it's just, I don't know, there's like no one around to motivate me, and there's like no other people like studying around me, so I don't feel the pressure as much as maybe I should, and like I don't really feel like I'm really in grad school. Like I don't know, I think I'm one of those people, I can never work from home, and I'm kind of recognizing that now, but like I have to work from home, so hopefully I'll figure out some ways to deal with that. Another kind of frustrating part of it is, I mean, like I mentioned, all of my classes right now are online, and all of them are like synchronous, so you have to go in real time and listen to the lecture on Zoom live. So I mean, like sometimes the professors don't, or like the students even don't really know how to use the app. Like we're sending questions to the professor in the chat window, and he like doesn't even know that it's there, and it's really hard to know like when to interrupt, because I mean this professor, he's just kind of like talking to an empty room, and we all just kind of sit there like this, and like I don't, it's just a very weird situation. And I can't really make any friends because, I mean, like during break times we all just log off and we just, I mean, like, use the bathroom, get a snack or something. There's no like interaction before or after class or like during breaks or anything like that. So I feel really bad because like a lot of times like I don't feel confident in my own ability to tell what's going on. So I kind of feel the urge to like check with people, but like these people don't know me, and I don't want them to think I'm like entitled to their help, but like they don't know who I am. It's a weird situation, and like I feel bad like just randomly messaging strangers and being like, is this due on this day? Like what's happening? I don't understand. Yeah, it's just been hard. And I'm also taking a Russian class. I'm actually auditing it, thank God. Russian is so hard. I mean, one of the things that makes Russian really difficult is the pronunciation. And like when the professor is showing us how to say a certain kind of tricky word, like the mic quality isn't that great, so we can't always hear exactly what we're supposed to be saying, and like you can't really do like pronunciation drills because everyone's Wi-Fi speeds are like slightly different, and like if there's one guy who's sitting in a cafe and there's music in the background, it's like super distracting. It's just, I don't know, it's not a great situation. But on the same side, it's also not like as bad as I thought. I don't know, I was honestly really upset when I heard that we were gonna have to extend the online classes, because it was originally just until the end of this month. Now it's until at least mid-April, but it's looking like it might be until mid-May or even just the whole semester, which would kind of suck, honestly, because like this is supposed to be the foundation of my grad school career, and like I want to do a PhD, so like I actually have to know this stuff. I'm not just trying to get, you know, a grade and then like skip out of here. Like I actually really want to know the material, and I don't feel like I'm engaging with it as deeply as I should be, or as well as I could be if we were able to have face-to-face lectures. I understand why that's not possible, but it's just really frustrating. I wish that I could just take a semester off but still stay in Korea, but that's not an option. I would have to go back to the US, and like that's just not something that I am willing or able to do at this moment. For reasons that I explained in another video, you can like look at my Street Fighter video about why I decided to stay in Korea if you want to learn more about that. Yeah. On the bright side, because it's not all just, you know, doom and gloom. Number one, I found salty pickles at the grocery store the other day, which, I don't know, if you're a foreigner living in Korea, perhaps you know this, but for some reason, like, all the pickles in Korea are super sweet, and like, they're so disgusting. I hate them. Sweet pickles are like the worst, and if you disagree with me, you can like say so in comments below, but like, I will fight you. So let me know if you're pro or against sweet pickles in the comment section. This is very important. This is the debates and content that we need to be having at this time. But seriously, I found like zesty, salty pickles at the store, and it just made me so happy. So I've just been snacking on those when I'm supposed to be working and not. And then on the other bright side, last night I decided to kind of give myself a break because I've been working really hard all week, and I watched 3 episodes of the Netflix reality show Love is Blind, and let me tell you, this stuff is hot garbage, but like, it's tasty hot garbage. And I just like, when I'm watching it, like, it's so bad and like low production and like it's just scripted and bad, but like, I guess after feeling like an idiot 90% of the time while I'm in school, it's just really nice to like look at these people and feel like, okay, like, sometimes I feel like I'm stupid, but like, I'm not this bad. I don't know, just feeling superior, it like gives me a rush. I don't know. So yeah, that's my situation with grad school right now. I really hope that the situation gets better so that we're able to all just go back to class soon, or go to class for the first time, I guess, in my case. Yeah, it's just, this whole situation kind of sucks, guys. It just does. But like, it sucks for everybody. So I'm trying not to like panic. I mean, there were definitely moments when I was like crying. I was like, I can't do this. Like, this is too hard. I'm feeling a little bit better in this particular moment. But if you've been there, if you got really upset, like, maybe no one else felt that way, but like, at least I also kind of felt that way. So you're not a total crazy person for feeling that way. All right, so that's the end of the video. If you want to know more about my super exciting life here in these 4 walls in Seoul right now, you can check me out on Instagram at SarahsSeoulSearch. My username is the same exact spelling as my channel name, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. And also make sure to let me know if you're team sweet pickles or team salty pickles, because I'm really curious what the distribution is among my viewers. All right, I will see you guys very soon. Have a wonderful day. All right, bye.